For 200 years, Connecticut Valley farmers have been growing shade leaf tobacco used to wrap the outer layers of cigars. It's widely regarded as perhaps the finest cigar wrapping tobacco anywhere, and it's played a big role in the region's economy. In 1925, 30,000 acres of tobacco were under cultivation, bringing in millions of dollars and providing jobs for thousands of young people. Even today, with demand down as tobacco's links to cancer have been documented, there are still 2,000 acres planted each year. Connecting Point producer Dave Fraser visited the Connecticut Valley Tobacco Museum and a cigar shop in Enfield to learn more about this part of our region's agricultural heritage.
Connecticut Valley grows broadleaf tobacco, Havana tobacco, and its famous Connecticut Shade, which is grown under the white tents. This town, Windsor, Connecticut, was founded in 1633, and just 7 years later, in 1640, people were planting tobacco for profit. By 1900, a new plant, the Connecticut Shade, was launched with a cheesecloth tent, and so that led to an expansion of acreage when the success of the plant was apparent. The peak was around the 1920s, 1925. We had 30,000 acres of tobacco growing in the state. The soil is fantastic. There's about 33 inches of topsoil, and that's because this region is the remnants of an ancient glacial lake called Lake Hitchcock. The growing region extended from, at the height, the southern tips of Vermont and New Hampshire, coming through Massachusetts, broadened out around the Windsor area, and then continued south until the valley shallows out in East Haddam. Tobacco sheds, which is the technical term, is very unique. They are built with slats to allow for air flow between the leaves so that they don't mold or mildew. They have to cure properly. That's drying out. So tobacco leaves have to lose about 80% of their water weight, and so the sheds are really designed to maximize that efficiently. Tobacco is hung from the top rafters, and you want to keep it humid or dry depending on your technique and the weather.
Our store is named Connecticut Valley Tobacconist. We're out of Hazardville, Connecticut, or some people might know Enfield, Connecticut. My parents own the business, and I basically was looking for a shop, and my father made me come and roll cigars for him because he figured that a young girl rolling cigars would grab attention. The process of wrapping a cigar is you have to find the best leaf out of the bunch. So I pick out the leaf, I de-stem it, there's a stem in the middle, de-stem that, and there's 2 halves of a leaf of the Connecticut Shade, and 1 half goes for 1 cigar. And then I take my chivetta and I cut off all the rough edges, basically, so it's nice and smooth and even. And then I take the fill, which is the inside of the cigar that I have done previous, and that is what gets wrapped up in the outside leaf. Connecticut Shade has always been and still is the #1 wrapper in the world. It is beautiful, it's very pretty, it's a golden color, it is the most smooth little veins on the wrapper, so it's very appealing to the eye, and it is very mild, it's very nutty, so it can go on a lot of different fillers to make it more of a neutral, smooth, not too spicy cigar.
The tradition of tobacco growing is part of the soil. It's part of the region, and there is a lot of effort to hold on to that history. So you have this tobacco museum, which was formed in 1987. People really wanted to preserve this heritage that's so unique to this region. Tobacco acreage has been on a decline for various reasons, whether it's for development or lack of interest. And there's a change in where tobacco is being grown, what's more profitable. And as far as whether tobacco will always be grown here, I would like to think so.